Yo, what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Fenixx, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for the 4th of July, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Trusting that you guys are all having a great 4th of July with your family, your friends, your loved ones, grilling out, doing what you do, watching fireworks. Make sure that you take care of the fur babies and make sure that they don't run away and stuff like that. Because I know this is one of those days where, animals tend to get out and stuff like that. But trusting that you all have a lovely, blessed day as it is. Well, it's going to be an intense one. We're coming off that full moon in Cancer, and we're definitely still having these full moon energies that are still very much so active, even though the moon will be moving into Aquarius today. And it will be making a lovely T-square to the nodes. And in fact, that square pretty much starts the moment that it conjuncts Pluto too. So, yeah, interesting day. So let's hop right into it, right? All right, well, so you can see at 6:30, we do have that moon beginning the day at 25 degrees of Capricorn, right? It is going to be quincunxing over to Mars early in the day. That's right. Yeah, early in the day, that moon will be quincunxing over to Mars at 26 degrees. So already we get like this awkward stare from across the room. This awkward 150-degree angle where we definitely can get caught up on the look of things with it being Capricorn. We can definitely get caught up on status, professionalism. These are the things I talked about yesterday, but we can really get caught up in how all of that looks. And then Mars and Leo here is definitely very creative, wanting to move things forward. But at the same time, it's interesting because Mars, like I said, it's at its strength. It's at a very great strength right now, right? But being that this is at 26 degrees, 2 plus 6 is 8. In numerology, this is actually the number of Saturn and Capricorn energy. So once again, there's this sort of callback to this sort of Saturnian-like quality, right? Bringing it back to like adulting, bringing it back to having some sort of structure, some type of format, professionalism, standards, status. That's the thing too about this, is that we're still being called to like, can we be creative? Can we be truly creative and act upon that creativity, despite the fact that maybe there are certain standards or certain protocols that are saying that it should be done a certain way. But do you have the courage and the bravery to be who you are despite what may be seen as standard protocol, right? We're having to release a lot of our preconceived notions when it comes to that sort of energy. Anyway, that's what the full moon is about, right? And establishing those patterns and those routines, because in many ways, Capricorn is sort of like, if Taurus is like our values and what we like plant, and Virgo is like the day-to-day routine, Capricorn is the result of those routines and what comes of it, right? So there's definitely going to be this element where, we are wanting to be creative and moving things forward. And this is even like, I'm hearing battle cry kind of energy, really having something to fight for, right? This moon, quincunxing this energy, is definitely going to be asking us, despite the fact that you may not necessarily have the status that you have right now, or despite the fact that, what if it's not accepted by the world right now? What if people in the world think that it's weird? What if some of you guys, I'm going to just be real, some of you guys have, the reason why some of you guys are very frustrated right now is because you have superpowers, quirks, and dreams that you are going to bring to the world, but the world just hasn't been ready for. The world wasn't really ready for it until 2012, and it's definitely still not going to be ready for, and it definitely wasn't ready for it in 2020. Some of you guys have been sitting on gold mines of talent, gold mines of potential, and the reason why things are taking so long to manifest is because the world simply was not ready for it yet. Pluto needed to go to Aquarius. It needed to go to Aquarius, right? We needed that energy. Saturn needs to go through Pisces. You really will start to see it once Saturn reaches Aries, but we got a couple years before then, right? But that's the thing. Some of you guys have been doubting your abilities because the world wasn't ready for it yet. And then when the world wasn't ready for it, it's like you put it down, you stop using it, and then it turns into rust. That's the thing about it, is that like you may have come up against challenges and maybe even rejection. I think that's the other part about this is rejection. Um, and due to that rejection, you stopped. You threw the towel in. You didn't want to do it. Perfect example. I'm watching this new anime, right? I came across it on Crunchyroll, and premise: young boy, young girl. Turns out they're like destined to like be with each other. Blah blah blah. But they're like exorcists, right? And he stopped being an exorcist for like a couple of years because of a tragedy that happened to him. But and I'm, of course, I'm like only on like episode 3, right? But he has this incredible freaking superpower, but he doesn't really use it, you know. And I could tell that he's probably a lot more powerful than this too. But that's the thing. Some of you guys are sitting on incredible talent. Some of you guys are prodigies, but you haven't really been engaging in that thing, that craft of yours, because you were rejected at one point, or maybe you were rejected a few times, and then you threw the towel in, and you thought, well, I guess the world's not ready for this. Well, today is going to be one of those days that's really going to kind of call you back into your purpose. And it starts with this King Kunks right here. It starts with the King Kunks, right? So this is definitely an element where it's like maybe you do kind of feel like you're just throwing things at the wall and seeing if it sticks. You know what I mean? So this is like, get creative with this. Get funky with this energy. Like, I mean, that sounds a little weird, but seriously, like with the moon being here at Capricorn, it's like, who said that the standard was that you had to paint your walls beige? That's one. I'm so tired of all homes looking the same. I swear, if you go like on HGTV, all of these homes look damn near the same. They're all like beige. They're all super sterile. There's no character anymore to these houses. There really isn't. There's like even in the houses that people decorate, there's like no character to them. Like, I mean, sure, you look around our place, we have tapestries like everywhere. And like in this one room, I got one, two, three, four. I got 4 tapestries in just this room alone, and we have like 7 of them in our room. And I guarantee, and like I said, I'm a grown adult. I'm 31 years old. This is probably just how our house is going to look, and our apartment is going to look, and like whatever home you are, we're just going to have that character, stuff like that. But that's the thing too. Some of you guys are like putting yourself in like this gray little blob. You're being like it's like the gray. It's like when Timmy Turner wished to be like everyone else, and everyone was normal, and the Fairly Odd Parents, and everyone became gray blobs. And even then, there's still gonna be people that will freaking take whatever level of status that they've acquired in their life and lord it over you as if they are better than you, holier than you, whatever than you. Even it happened in Fairly Odd Parents, right? You know, it was like the dentist and his son. They were the grayest and the blobbiest, even though they looked the same as everyone else. That's the funny thing about this. So don't let anyone else lord their status over you just because they seemingly have one. Anyone that does that just lords it over you and like gloats about it is not really someone you really should be associating with in the first place. But B, they got deeper issues, right? We are all unique, we are all super powerful, and we all are at different levels of our journey. So don't. Some of you guys are so caught up on the status and wealth of other people. And maybe these are people that are doing something that you want to be doing or very similar to what you're going to be doing. But the universe has its divine timing and everything's going to work out in the way that the universe and our higher selves see fit. Not the way that we think is going to happen. No, not in that way, right? This gives us a great opportunity that despite the uncomfort of feeling like with the Mars and Leo it really is this energy is like, I mean, Leo rules children, and then you have Mars here. This is literally just like this is like taking like just paint and just not necessarily Jackson Pollocking it and just throwing it wherever, but just being creative and doing something different and just saying like, all right, will this stick? Will that work? Will that work? You know what I mean? Shoot, this this energy right here is like it's like playing kickball, right? And you are so concerned about the big kids. Maybe they're only a couple years older than you, and you're doubting your abilities on whether or not you can beat the big kids. Shoot, this anime I'm watching, the two main characters are 14-year-old kids. They're stronger than all the adults. Like some of you guys, like seriously, are looking at some people that you consider to be adults, and you think that they got it all figured out, when really they don't got it any more figured out than you. They don't have it. They don't have any more like I think there's something to be said for wisdom and for that sort of thing, right? So I think there's something to be said for like you know listening to your elders, heeding the word of your elders. I think there's something to be said about wisdom. But as far as the capability, as far as the what's the word I'm freaking looking for? Not propensity, but the as far as the potential, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. As far as the potential goes, no one in this world, no one in this world has any more or any less potential than you. No one. That puts us all on this equal level playing field in many ways, right? But like I said, people are at different steps of their journey too. So we can sometimes get it. And I think it's good to be inspired and motivated by others, but don't, you know, don't put what you perceive as their value. Don't put that as something that's outside of who you are, right? Don't don't ostracize that aspect from who you are because it's something that you can bring in as well, right? Now, course, we're going to have that moon conjunct Pluto. This is going to be the last time that the moon conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn with the nodes here. Now, as you can see, 29 degrees and the nodes were at 1 degrees respectively. So this is effectively a square. It is a 2-degree orb. It's not exact, but this is effectively a square because these energies are closer to the cardinal energies. These are closer to the cardinal energies than the fixed energies, right? As far as like what the fixed square would be. So this is one of those rare squares where you have an energy that is in it's a rare square because it's different modalities, right? You have cardinal energy, and then you have the axis of this axis of the fixed energy as well. Not to mention you got Black Moon Lilith over here in Leo. So although that one's definitely a lot more loose. So you effectively have this T square with the moon on top of Pluto squaring the nodes. You will never see this again. We will never see this transit again in our lifetimes. That's what makes this so fucking rare. And on the 4th of July, too. And America's getting their Pluto return again, right? On the rebound. That's the thing about this. You guys think we haven't seen anything yet. We haven't seen anything yet, right? Don't be surprised if like we see some like weird stuff in the news today. I don't want to like, I don't want to like make. I generally don't like making predictions. I like kind of seeing how things play out, but this is the kind of energy that's like, man, being that this is going to be conjunct at such an intense degree, this 29th degree, where we can feel it may feel like it's either one or two things are going to happen. I feel like either the whole country comes together or we can really just start to feel the fabric of society as we know it start to rip even faster. And I hate to sound so normal, but here's the thing: there's a beautiful thing on the other side of this. It's just going to like everything, all of our preconceived notions when it comes to how society should look and how society should act and everything, and how it should be constructed. A lot of it is coming apart. It's tearing at the seams. You can feel it. I can feel it. That's why everyone is so anxious. That's why everyone is so apprehensive right now. That's why some people are super depressed right now. That's why there's just so much energy right now. There's so much crazy energy right now. It's because we can feel that this thing is shifting. It's shifting forever. Never again will you get Moon on top of Pluto square the nodes, which are in fixed signs, mind you. Because by the time that the Moon in Capricorn can square the nodes like this, it'll be like another 18 years from now, and by that time Pluto will be kind of at the edge of Aquarius too. And this is like a 200 plus year cycle, like a 240-year cycle. So no one alive is going to ever experience this energy again. That's why this is such a rare energy. Because no one alive has ever felt this energy before. No one has a reference point. That's why you shouldn't be too hard on yourself, beloved. Right? The last time that this could have possibly happened was over 200 years ago. And unless you're a vampire, which if you're a Libra, you are a vampire, but unless you're a vampire, you never experienced this energy before. So because no one has a reference point for this, right? It's only been passed down. If people were even aware of astrology back then, they're probably just playing things out unconsciously. But now we've actually reached a point where more people are aware of astrology than ever before. Where people are connected more than ever before, as far as like the internet and all these sort of things too, right? So I just want to paint the picture of how massive this moment is. And of course, squares are a challenging energy. So yes, this is in many ways like a boss battle. This is like a serious leveling up moment. This is like going to challenge the Elite Four kind of moment. That's what this is. You're challenging the Elite Four. Shit, this is fucking when Ash came up against Darkrai in the freaking Sinnoh League. He came up against a freaking Latios and a Darkrai. Two legendary Pokemon. And he took the Latios out. That's the crazy thing about it. And he almost took out the Darkrai too. But that's what this energy is. It's like we are having like, this is like some serious leveling up boss battle type shit. You know what I mean? So be prepared. Also consider the fact that because Pluto retrograded back, this is actually a boss that you lost to before. But you are much more battle tested right now, and you're so much more capable right now to where you actually will achieve victory this time. Now, it officially squares the nodes around 3:30, right? As far as like the moon there. But you can see it's like super freaking close still. So we get to sort of that boss battle, and then we get the squaring energy. So here's the thing: once the moon leaves over Pluto, that's like the end of the boss battle, and then you have the Aquarius energy. So it's sort of like you kind of move on to the next level, the next realm, if you will. But then you get the squaring energy. You have one of two ways to go. Are you going to go to the South Node in Scorpio where you're looking for as much edge as possible, and you're looking for the quick fix energy, and you're looking for exploring those deeper desires that probably not going to lead you in the best direction, but it's exciting. It's exciting. Or are you going to go the route of Taurus and go and chill on the farm and, you have some chickens and do a little bit of hard work, get your hands dirty and stuff like that. It's not exciting. At least not. I mean, it can be exciting, right? But we have Jupiter here. We have Uranus here. That's the funny thing about this. The party is in Taurus. Jupiter, the party animal, is in Taurus. So we have a decision to make. Are we going to go this route that seems like there's something there, but there's really not anything here? You know what I mean? We've explored this. This is like you're getting tired of going to the club all the time. Like you're tired of the club. Or we're going to go this route and actually build something different, new, unique. Uranus here too. Something unique that we can build here, right? Something that will bring about that excitement, but it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So we have to make that decision. We have to make that call, essentially, right? And of course, with that moon in Aquarius, it's going to give us at least this level of emotional detachment to where we can be a little bit more discerning when it comes to that. It's actually a blessing in disguise. It's like we have this boss battle, we win, hopefully, but we win this boss battle, right? And then we get to the next stage, and it's like, yeah, we get this sort of emotional detachment. It's almost sort of like a bewilderment after the battle. It's sort of like, did I really just go through that? That really just happened? And then you have like some sage is like, all right, what do you want to do? Do you want to go down this path? Do you want to go down that path? And you're just sitting here like still processing what just happened. You're like, dude, y'all just saw that, right? We just had a freaking cataclysmic anime battle, right? Where it's like, y'all didn't like feel all of those energies and those shock waves and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, what direction do you want to go now? And you're just like, you're still caught up on like, what the freak just happened? That's the thing about that. So I think today is definitely going to be a powerful day for realizing just how far you've come, just how powerful you really are. And to also, I think it's, of course, good to be aware about what's going on in the world around us. But it gets to a point where we have to take some level of personal responsibility. That's what the other thing with the moon in Capricorn is teaching us how to release our preconceived notions on responsibility and also come into some personal responsibility that while there are certain aspects, that of life that we can't change, there's so much that we have control over and influence over if we just allow it to happen, if we just allow our imaginations to run wild like they used to. Like Mars in Leo is the imagination is like running wild, and Venus is slowing down. So it's like the little girl trying to chase the boy on the playground, but she can't catch up to him, and he's not letting her either. It's not, and it's fun for him because it's like the crazy thing is it's funny because they're still both young, so he doesn't really get it yet. He doesn't get that like slowing down. It's like, oh yeah, maybe she likes him. Maybe she wants to give him maybe she wants to give him a kiss, give him some cooties, right? Like Venus is trying to give Mars cooties right now, and Mars ain't having it. The cooties ain't going to happen until they meet up in Aquarius, but they got to go through some stuff first, right? So yeah, we have to. It's definitely going to be a element where it's like we're having to assume some level of personal responsibility over our lives and to not allow the world to have such an emotional hold on us. There's going to be a certain level of influence, obviously, but if we allow the external world to have such an emotional hold over us, then we're going to get wrecked by this energy. We're going to get wrecked by the next 2 years. Because the things we're going to see, the things that are going to come out, the stories, they're going to be crazy. They're going to blow the last 3 years out of the water. The way that you get through this is remembering what the North Node in Taurus was teaching us. How to be solid, how to be okay with the simple. I'm not calling Taurus a simple sign. I'm just saying it's teaching us how to be rooted and grounded in something and solid in something. Because when the North Node comes into Aries, it's open season. It's open season. It's putting on your freaking warrior gear and going to town. Putting yourself out there and just being you and just like the raw you. We're like literally like 2 weeks away from that energy. Some of y'all admittedly aren't ready. And we all probably aren't ready. We probably all won't be ready until the moment actually comes. That's why that's the whole divine timing of the universe, right? So, no pressure. Absolutely no pressure. I got my basic Walmart July 4th shirt. I bought this shirt. I think I did buy this shirt last year, actually. So, basic Walmart shirt. I saw that Walmart's pulling out of Chicago because they keep losing money because people keep stealing a lot of stuff, and now people are pissed off that they're moving out of Chicago, and they're saying that it's racist. I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe you should take some personal responsibility for in your communities and not, I don't know, loot and destroy these businesses. Just saying. Just saying. All right. We have the moon. Of course, we get the card of the moon. So you get the card of the moon. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. And then we also have the Death card in reverse. So the Phoenix has already risen, right? This has already passed. This ending has already happened. The moon is revealing to us a lot of the petty stuff that's about to come forward. And that's the funny thing about it. It's Five of Wands. That lets me know that's all petty. Now it's going to seem very serious and very extreme, right? It's going to appear that way, but it's actually technically petty. That's the weird thing about it, right? But the ending has already occurred, right? The Phoenix has already risen. That's what I like about this card, is that it's actually a Phoenix. So this depiction of the Death card talks more about the transformation. So the transformation has already happened. The moon, this full moon in Capricorn, revealed that the transformation has already happened. Now it's time to go into battle. Now it is time to. Now that's what the time is, and you're going to see it play out in weird ways. But in your personal life, you'll probably see it play out through like weird drama that's going to be like all over Leo season. I'm gonna draw one more card. We have the card of the Hermit. Yeah, so definitely seek that inner wisdom today. Definitely go within, because there's going to be so much focus on the external. I think it's really important to just kind of go within and to find that peace and solace within you, because that's where those answers are really going to lie. So let's go ahead and just grab the Oracle card as well for the day. Transformation's already occurred. Let's see. I'm gonna pick you out. What are you? Wondrous universe. Walk in beauty. It's pretty much like Merlin, right? Look at that. Wondrous universe. Walk in beauty. Walk in beauty. Just go with the flow of the universe. Be one with the universe. Realize the beauty that's all around you. Find beauty in the areas where you feel like beauty may not be. I think it's interesting how we see flowers that will sprout up between the cracks on concrete, right? We call them weeds too. And we can't see the beauty in that, despite the fact that those are the stories that we love the most. The stories that come through the trenches, the stories that find a way in the hardest and most difficult of moments to sprout and grow and to bloom. Those are the stories that we love the most. And you are that story. You, beloved, are that story. Just because a million people don't know your story doesn't mean that is not your story as well. So don't necessarily worry about what everyone else is doing and their status and where they are. Focus on your journey. Focus on your walk with God. That is going to do it for your July 4th forecast. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. And if you like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to my website, jfenixx.com. Y'all take care, stay blessed, and as always, I'll see you on the next video. Adios, peace out, sayonara.